Sapphire 2026.5 includes some exciting new tools and effects that you can use to take your Sapphire Effect Builder looks to the next level. So let's take a quick look at what's new and how I've used it personally to create some of these new presets. We now have two new tools to play with inside the Sapphire Effect Builder, and you'll find those in the Tools category. That's Dots and Noise. I'm just going to apply Dots by double-clicking. And Dots is based on the Sapphire Wipe Dots transition. It's got a couple of other different features that Wipe Dots doesn't have. So I'll just walk you through just a couple of the basic things. The first is flicker. So I'm just going to make some minor adjustments to this. I'm just going to adjust the size and the spacing. This is basically designed for creating arrays of dots. And I felt that having flicker would be really useful in this. By default, it's set to 0, so we're not getting any flicker. If I just increase the amount, you can see we start to get areas of flickering dots. And this is based on noise. So if we take a look at the flicker map, you can see we have these darker areas and lighter areas that are sort of shifting through. And that's because flicker shift speed X is set to 0.5. We're going to make that 0. And now we have this kind of evolving noise. So this is the base for the flicker map. I'm going to turn that off. Now, if I want to have them more like, individual flickering dots, what I can do is I can adjust the flicker zoom. So I can zoom that right up like that. Now we're getting more of that flickering LED look. And I can just change the flicker amount. Let's take a look at the map again. And flicker amount will darken that map up and give us more contrast. So now we get basically what looks like less lights and higher contrast, which gives us, more evident flicker, more obvious flicker. And we can adjust the flicker speed as well. So that kind of thing. So it's kind of like sort of that retro LED look. Now there's also the option to remove the background. So if I bring that down to 0, you can see we have transparency. And we can see that because I have Show Checkerboard turned on. And that's great when you want to overlay this over other effects. I'm just going to reset that to default. Now, probably the best place to start, though, for you is to take a look at the presets. If I click on Load Preset, there's a few presets included in here. And notice how when we have the dots look, and you can see here I've created a border for that. But you can also stretch it and create like flickering bars. You can zoom right in and create like flickering blocks. Zoom right out and create like a Jumbotron base. And, like you saw a moment ago, increasing the contrast gives us some more sparse sort of random flickering, in this case, squares. So plenty of flexibility in there and very handy to have that inside of Sapphire Effect Builder. Take a look at this one, LED dots. I've used this as the base for this look. This is the Tech Tunnel preset, and that's included in Sapphire 2026.5. If you have a look here in the builder, I've got dots. If I just preview selected node, you can see I'm actually using Strip Slide, the Sapphire Strip Slide effect, as a mask because the dots effect also has a mask port. And I'm masking that out and creating quite an intricate effect using S-dots, which is giving us this really nice flickering LED look. And we've actually got a full breakdown of how I built this preset, plus some other tips and tricks on how to use it in a separate tutorial. So definitely check that out. But for now, let's take a look at noise. I'm going to apply noise differently this time just by selecting the source and hitting Tab and typing in noise. And noise is very easy to use. If you've used any of the Sapphire texture effects or Sapphire clouds or even simple fractal noise, you'll quickly understand how to use this. It's very responsive. The key thing here really is mode. This is where you can choose the different kinds of noise. And when I change that, you can see some of the parameters changed. There are some common parameters for all of the noises, but there's also some unique parameters. And the one I've been using the most, this is brand new in Sapphire 2026.5, a new noise algorithm called SimpleRidgeFractal. You can see this has the most parameters, And I'm finding it the most versatile. You can use it as the base for smoke, water, fire, for plasma, energy style effects. I've also used it to create things like this anime fire look and also this anime energy style, and they've both also been included as presets. Now, because the SimpleRidgeFractal mode is so versatile, it's actually been included as a separate standalone effect. So if I just delete noise and once again hit tab and type in ridges, it's named texture ridges. So this shares the same parameters as the SimpleRidgeFractal mode in noise, but this can be used as a standalone effect, which means you don't have to come in and apply noise and search the presets inside the builder. You can search for the presets inside the preset browser directly from the host. And it also has a lot more presets. Let me just click on Load Preset. There's a much wider range of presets in this version. And once again, you can use these just as they are or as a starting point for your own creations. And I specifically used vertical bars as the starting point for this look, which is also included as an S-Effect preset. This is called Quantum Hex. Here I've used 3 different versions of that preset just by making some adjustments to each one and combining them with the Sapphire layer, an extra, texture ridges, and a range of other Sapphire effects, including the wonderful new Advanced Defocus. And speaking of Advanced Defocus, be sure to check out all of the brand new presets. You can do that very quickly by just choosing the new category inside the Effect Preset browser. A great range of new looks to choose from all of the new tools and effects included in Sapphire 2026.5. And to learn more about Sapphire and this new version, visit borisfx.com, where you can also download a free trial. For now, this is John. See you in the next tutorial.